As a kid, all a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from everybody. Life lesson learned, I better learn from this bitch, nobody. She pushed me around, she didn't give no motherfucks about it. She broke my heart 3 times, but I ain't getting...
The Pittsburgh Steelers are going on the road to face the New York Giants Monday night. And as a Steelers fan, I think I'm more pessimistic going into this game than the majority of Steelers fans out there. And a lot of Steelers fans feel like the New York Giants don't really have a chance of winning this game. And as a Steelers fan, I would like to disagree with that. Because if you have watched the Pittsburgh Steelers for as long as I have, going on 10 years now, you will know that the Steelers always lose to teams that they have no business losing to. And I mean, no Steelers fan can deny that. Go back to 2011 when the Steelers lost to Tim Tebow in the wild card game. Go back to 2017 when the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, not once, but twice. Go back to even last season when the Steelers lost to the New York Jets. Okay? So, I mean, the Steelers, despite how good they may be, and despite how better of a team they may be than the New York Giants, the Steelers, for some reason, always seem to play down to the level of competition that they're matching up against. And I mean, this happens every single season. Like, when you look at the Steelers' losses, the majority of the time, most of their losses don't even come against good teams. They come against bad teams, you know? So, I mean, as a Steelers fan, I know a lot of Steelers fans are probably going to disagree with me. But, I mean, look, the Steelers, for some reason, always struggle against teams that they have no business struggling against. And it has been a reoccurring theme throughout the last 10 years. I mean, and nobody can really deny that. I mean, it's several instances of the Steelers downplaying the teams they have no business losing to. So, I mean, I think I'm more pessimistic going into this game than the majority of Steelers fans out there. And I do think that the Steelers, you know, although they are the better team, I do think they have a pretty good chance of losing this game because it is week 1. This is going to be Ben Roethlisberger's first game back from injury. So, also, you have one of your offensive linemen, offensive guard, David DeCastro, who is not going to be playing in this game. But, I mean, when you look at the New York Giants, you know, this really isn't a great team. This is a team that has a new head coach in Joe Judge. It's going to be the first game of Joe Judge's tenure as the head coach for the New York Giants. And if you're Joe Judge, it's going to be a really tough game that you have ahead of you. Because the Steelers have a really great team. A lot of people are asking questions about how good is Big Ben going to be. I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to be fine. Okay? So if you're Joe Judge, you got to worry about how good is your offensive line going to be, because New York Giants fans have been, you know, talking about how great the offensive line is going to be this whole entire offseason, right? So now this is a chance to back it up against one of the 5 best defensive lines in the NFL. I mean, the Steelers' defensive line is absolutely loaded. Cam Hayward, you got to worry about Stephon Tuitt coming back from injury. You got to worry about TJ Watt. I mean, this defensive line is stacked. So, I mean, if you're the New York Giants, your offensive line is going to get tested. If you want to see a good test of where your offensive line is and how good your offensive line is going to be, this will be a good test to see where your offensive line is at. Now, for the Giants also, I think the wide receiver core is pretty solid. You got Darius Slayton, you got Golden Tate. So, I mean, you also got Sterling Shepard as well. So, I mean, you got a pretty good group of wide receivers. And you're going to be going against one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Joe Hayden is coming off of one of the best seasons of his career last year when he made it to the Pro Bowl in 2019. You got Steven Nelson, who is one of the more underrated cornerbacks in the NFL. He allowed less yards than Stephon Gilmore, less touchdowns as well, and somehow didn't get selected to an All-Pro team and didn't get selected to the Pro Bowl. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. And then you look at Minkah Fitzpatrick, all-pro safety last year. On top of you have Terrell Edmonds, who also had one of the best seasons of his career in 2019. Then you got a really good group of linebackers led by young rookie linebacker Devin Bush. And you also got TJ Watt coming off the edge as well. So, I mean, for the New York Giants, this offense is going to have their hands full. And with them learning a new offensive system, you want to know how much of the playbook are they going to have mastered going into this game. Also worry about Daniel Jones. The biggest knock on Daniel Jones is the fact that, you know, he's a guy who isn't scared of pressure, but that seems to be his downfall. You think him not being scared of pressure will be a positive, in which it kind of is, but him not being scared of pressure, it seems like he doesn't know how to sense it. He just, steps up right into it. So I want to see how much has Daniel Jones improved, because Daniel Jones had a really good rookie season. A lot of people seem to forget that Daniel Jones was projected to be a bust. A lot of people didn't like the Daniel Jones pick. A lot of people felt it was a reach. A lot of people felt this was one of the worst picks in NFL history. And he turns out has a really good rookie season. But the downfall of his rookie season was the fact that he turned the ball over a lot. He fumbled the ball and put the ball on the ground a good bit too. So, I mean, you're facing a good Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line, and you got TJ Watt coming off the edge. Listen, TJ Watt, when he's coming after the quarterback, he's looking to sack the quarterback. He's looking to try to strip the ball from the quarterback's hands. So, I mean, if you're Daniel Jones, man, you got to be able to take care of the ball if the New York Giants want to have a chance of winning this game. You also have to get Saquon Barkley going. Now, Saquon Barkley is one of the best halfbacks in the NFL. He's going to be behind what we assume to be a more improved offensive line than what he's had to work with last season. So, I mean, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you got to be able to key in on the run. And if you're able to stop the run, then you're going to have this New York Giants offense playing right into the palm of your hands, which is having to throw the football to win the game. So if you're the Steelers, you're able to stop the run early and you get out to a big lead really quickly, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the New York Giants to score points on offense. And if the New York Giants have to win this game throwing the football, I like the Pittsburgh Steelers' chances of winning this game. Now, for the New York Giants, also on the defense side of football, where is the pass rush going to go? Like, who is going to be the dominant pass rush for the New York Giants besides having Marcus Golden, who was the team's leading leader in sacks last year with 10? Now, I don't really know how I feel about this New York Giants pass defense in total. I don't really think they have a lot of great pass rushers on this team. They have a lot of great young players who could potentially be great pass rushers, like O'Shea Zimes, who I really like a lot. But, I mean, I don't really think this New York Giants pass rush is going to be able to get a lot of pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, especially considering the fact that this is one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. But one thing that I do like about this New York Giants offensive line, or defensive line, that a lot of people aren't really giving them credit for is that I think this is going to be a really good team when it comes to being able to stop the run. I think the New York Giants have a really good defensive line in terms of having players that are able to stop the run. You got Leonard Williams, who, a lot of people were like, why would the New York Giants franchise tag him? Well, I mean, he was really good against the run last year. And then also on top of him, you got Dexter Lawrence, who is really good. You got Dalvin Tomlinson. You got B.J. Hill. So also you bring in linebacker Blake Martinez, who, although he isn't great in coverage, he's one of the best linebackers in the NFL when it comes to being able to stop the run. So, I mean, the New York Giants have a pretty good run defense, and I want to see if Pittsburgh's going to have success running the football on the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants can have a top 10 run defense this season. So, then the biggest question is going to be this New York Giants secondary. Now, you bring in Logan Ryan, which I didn't even know about. Like, I thought that would be like breaking news, but I didn't find out that the New York Giants signed Logan Ryan until a couple of days ago, when somebody had told me. So, I mean, you got James Bradbury, you got Corey Ballantyne, you got Logan Ryan, you got Darnell Holmes at the cornerback position. Now, how's this cornerback position going to match with the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver position? Because the Steelers have a lot of good young wide receivers that a lot of people don't really know a lot about. A lot of people are under the narrative that the Steelers don't really have a lot of playmakers on offense. A lot of people will say, like, all they have is Juju Smith-Schuster, and that's it. And that's not really true. Deontay Johnson was one of the best rookie wide receivers last season. He was actually the best player that the Pittsburgh Steelers had on offense last year as a rookie, with Mason Rudolph and Devin Dog Hodges throwing him the football. So imagine what he's going to do this year with Ben Roethlisberger coming back. Imagine what Juju Smith-Schuster is going to do with Big Ben coming back. You also got James Washington, who was pretty good. You still got rookie Chase Claypool, who had a really good training camp. So the Steelers have a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the football, especially Eric Ebron. I think Eric Ebron is going to be a really good fit in the Steelers offense. So, I mean, the narrative that a lot of people have about this Pittsburgh Steelers offense, about them not having a lot of playmakers, is false. They have playmakers. It's just that a lot of people don't really know about them yet because, they kind of got held back by the poor quarterback play. So, the team I'm taking to win this game, I'm taking Pittsburgh to win this game. And let me be clear, I'm not choosing Pittsburgh because I'm biased or anything like that. Like, I know I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I don't make predictions based on, who's my favorite team, which team I dislike the most. Like, I make my predictions based on who I feel is legitimately going to win the game. And I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers should be able to win this game. Now, I think this game is going to be a little bit close than what a lot of people expected to be. Like, I think the Steelers win this game 27-20. And the reason why I say that is because, this is week one. This offense may come out a little bit rusty. Big Ben hasn't played football in a while. He's coming off of a season-ending injury from 2019. So where is he going to be? How long is it going to take him to get into the rhythm of the game, So, I think this Steelers team is going to be able to beat this New York Giants team 27-20. This is probably going to be a closer score than a lot of people think. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that the Steelers are going to win this game 31-14, 35-14. So, I think that this game is going to be close, and I think that the Steelers should be able to win this game. So let me know who you guys think is going to win this game down below in the comment section. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, and if you guys are watching this on the Apple and Spotify podcast, make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, which is JT Sports. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you guys go ahead and check out the JT Sports podcast on Apple and Spotify. Wherever you get your podcast from, the JT Sports podcast is available. Also, make sure to leave the podcast a 5-star review as well.